Today we can talk about adolescents. I have one right here. His name is Bear. He's quite fantastic for a dog his age. The first few times I met him at our play sessions, and he also came over for... Come on. You don't want to get stuck there. Yes, good job. He came over for our play sessions, and he came over for some drop-off playtime. When he came, he was a little bit, or not a little bit, quite unsure about everything, because he is, of course, young, inexperienced. And so I wanted to focus more on just making him feel better. But then he also happened to get neutered, which can definitely help when it comes to an adolescent who has a tough time regulating their feelings. Neutering can do a lot for that. And so that's the dog we have now, a neutered teenager that still has a lot of feelings, still has, of course, a lot to experience, a lot to learn. But now that he's here and he's got a better hold of his feelings, he's just doing so much better naturally. There's still, of course, a lot to do with him. Our main focus is just play, but with being in different settings like this, new environments where he hasn't been before, comes a lot of just naturally socialization. And that really means when we talk about socialization, doesn't just mean how he plays with other dogs, how he is with people, whether he barks or doesn't. It means how he feels in different settings in general, whether he's able to make good choices or not, whether he's able to engage with me or not. All those are indicators of a dog that's getting socialized, that's making good choices, that's able to be in different settings like this and still feel okay. Because if you'll notice, he looks at everything, he checks everything out, almost as if he was walking through a museum or through the mall the same way you and I would, and we would go, oh, look at that, and look at that, and look at this. And so he's very curious, but what I focus on is not so much what he focuses on, it's rather how he is feeling. So his body language, his tail, his demeanor, maybe how long he focuses on something, whether he re-engages with me, what his posture is, whether he's able to take a moment to just disengage from everything and smell the ground. Those are things that I look for and that I focus on when I'm engaging with a dog, when I'm helping socialize them, when I'm spending time with them in general. I look at all those things, especially when they're super young, or maybe even when they're not necessarily young, but they are shy or timid or nervous or just overall inexperienced. Something that I focus a lot on is how they're feeling with every step that we're taking. And so with any dog that we have, we really want to have that be one of our top priorities, is really looking at how the dog is feeling, especially an adolescent one that feels quite a lot. And feeling a lot is not necessarily a bad thing, it just maybe makes it a little bit tougher for them to focus and think and be able to just be somewhere without having to do a whole lot, without having to feel so much. But by doing different activities, going to different places. Also, right before this we ran. That's also why I'm a little bit out of breath and it's quite warm out. Bear, let's go. That's good for him to just have a moment where he doesn't have to think. He just gets to, or really even feel a whole lot. He just gets to run and loosen up. You can think of it as gym class, or even more so as recess for children. It's where they get to just run around and have a moment where they just get to be kids. And for him, that was running with me, and where he got to just be a dog. And I'd love for him to also do that with other dogs. He's quite well with them. So maybe next time we'll look for a group of dogs where he can just play and socialize. And of course, we'll keep that short and sweet. But again, if we have an adolescent dog or an inexperienced dog, overall, we want to make sure that we go through little experiences like that where he can find something that's maybe out of the ordinary, perhaps, that he's not used to, but the overall feeling is of one of calmness, relaxation. He feels good because he already got to play, so he's not frustrated because he didn't get to do that yet, or annoyed or really so eager to do that he can't think at all. No, I want to reintroduce the world. I want to reintroduce everything, or just introduce everything as more of an activity where we just be, where we just are, where we just practice how to just walk, how to just take everything in. And again, as I mentioned before, he looks at things, he's curious, he's taking all this information in, and that's fine, nothing wrong with that. But what I'm focused on is how he is feeling. And there's no issue with him, for example, walking ahead. There's no issue with him wanting to be a little further ahead or a little bit further back. All those are indicators of how he's feeling. Maybe he's eager to go home and rest. maybe he's just very curious, maybe he's got a little bit of extra energy. None of those things are bad, as they are perceived in the industry quite a lot. And you see here, he on his own, oh, he got a little spooked there because I haven't touched him yet, but all on his own he engaged with me. All on his own he decided to look at me. He decided to give me some eye contact. And this is why it's so important to do little things, even the touch there. So important for us to engage with our dogs, not just in a way where we play, but also in a way where we have them be in different settings like this, and we're focusing on how they're feeling, even with every little thing. It might be the sound of my shoes, it might be me touching him, it might be the lady there cutting the grass or tending to her garden. All those things, we want to have them represent peace and relaxation, and just something that is neutral. It doesn't have to mean a whole lot. And that's of course what we focus on when it comes to socializing either a shy dog or an experienced dog, especially an adolescent as well, so that they can see that nothing really around him means too much, and he can just be, and then we can decide whether we want to be excited, whether we want to be super happy, whether we want to run, whether we want to do more. But let's start at a baseline like this, where it's just a matter of being, and if we feel okay, then that's really the goal, is to just feel okay being outside in the real world. Come on, Bear. Good job.